Hi, everybody. I'm Loryan Strant. Welcome to another episode of Work From Home Warriors. I am joined by Anna Chu from Microsoft. Hi, Anna.
Hi, how are you, Loryan?
I'm good, thanks. It's nice and sunny here. I'm guessing it's sunny over there by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's not too
Seattle.
bad actually.
So, despite the similar accents, you are actually over in Washington, US.
Yeah, in Seattle, Washington State. And we have become an epicenter for the coronavirus, it seems. So, yeah, things are a little bit tense, but overall, I think people are pretty optimistic about the situation.
Okay, well, it's good to see there's optimism. But so, can you tell me a bit about your role? So you work in an office, but you also travel a fair bit. So can you tell me about your role, and also how? Actually, tell me about your role first.
Yeah, so I'm responsible for community at Microsoft 365 in that particular department. But I also lead the Microsoft Tech community, which has over 400,000 members right now worldwide. We had celebrated our it's been 4 years. Yeah, we launched in 2016. So yeah, it's been quite a milestone. I also look after community for Microsoft Ignite and Microsoft Ignite the Tour.
Fantastic. And so, being somebody who's based in Seattle and works on the Redmond campus, there was recently the instruction or guidance from Microsoft for staff to basically work from home for the next 3 weeks. How does that impact your way of working?
Yeah, well, I think our leadership's done a fantastic job of keeping us up to date and being as transparent as possible about what's been happening with the coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19. We've been getting almost daily updates from CVP Del Benny, and the last directive was that from now until March 25th, that if it wasn't necessary for us to be on campus, that we should work from home. And so up until that point, it was really like, hey, if you don't feel well, don't feel compelled to, work from home. There was always a lot of guidance from our senior leadership to say, look, you don't really need your manager to tell you what to do. Like, this is coming straight from the top. So I think that gave us a lot of freedom to go, okay, we'll make these decisions on where we work on our own. But yeah, I don't like we haven't closed any offices. So yeah, I think it's been really helpful for us to empower ourselves with that decision making.
Okay, and so is it a case that the campus is closed, like you're not allowed on at all, or just a case of you're actively discouraged from coming?
It's not closed. The campus is not closed. We still have plenty of places where, we run data centers. There are, certain meetings that are still being scheduled, and people are still welcome to go on campus and use those facilities. But it's the recommendations that if it's not necessary for you to be on campus, you do not have to be on campus. Our shuttle services, I think they've gone down to 50% capacity as a result. So yeah. It's been good to have that level of direction from leadership.
Okay. And so what does this mean for your, I guess, your routine now that you're not confined to quarters, but more so that you don't have to come onto campus, not that you really had to before, but what's your routine like in terms of getting up through the day, having calls with team members that normally might have been in a meeting room and the like?
Just 1 second. I think there's someone at the door. Hold on. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know if you heard the doorbell ring, but
I did.
I was like, I know what that is. I know it's an Amazon delivery.
And so there's a benefit of working from home
without having to travel so far. But
that's right.
Yeah. Shit. It has to be right now.
Immediate benefit. Well, no, I think it shows case in point. You can receive your deliveries.
Yeah. I don't have a doorman or anything. Literally, it's just me at home. So that is a benefit of working from home. The fact that I can actually get my deliveries now. So that's a benefit. But what was the question?
How does that affect your routine? now that you've got to work from home?
Right. Well, okay. So actually, I'm actually really pleased personally that we have been given this directive to work from home, because I feel like now I can actually get a little bit more balance between my personal and my work life. Luckily, a colleague of mine, he carpools us to from work most days, but still, like, that'll still take a solid hour and a bit of my commute. And, because I'm carpooling, it's not time for me that I would normally take on public transport where I'm by myself. I have to engage with this person, have a chat, and it's all well and good, and it's really fun. But at the same time, I lose that time to either just, I don't know, self-meditate or listen to a podcast or do whatever it is I need to do. And so now I have this time that is completely mine in an environment that I can control. I can be on top of my fitness goals a little bit more. So I do spin class in the mornings and can find time to do yoga in the afternoon. That being said, check in with me in 3 weeks' time and I might have gone batshit crazy. Like, that's the other thing too. But, I'm really looking forward to it. In terms of my setup at home, I've got a standing desk. That's always been important for me. I don't know if you can get these in Australia, but in the US, like, normally these things would cost over $1,000, but I could get one at IKEA for like $500, which is like ridiculous. And it's not even one of those cranky ones. Like, you just press the button and it like goes up or down.
We do have that technology here, yes.
Good.
I actually have an IKEA crank standing desk. That was my first one, which was about $500.
Yeah.
But the one I'm on now is one of those powered ones with multiple memory bits. And
cool.
one actually has the ability to say, hey, you've been sitting down for an hour. I'm going to move the desk up.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. I want to be able to say, I decide if I, thank you very much. But I do have my watch will tell me if I have been sitting for too long and I need to stand up every so often. So there's that too. There's a lot of different things that like could actually give you a reminder on, when you should be getting up. Something that I'm not really good at, but I have one of these devices. This is a Timex cube, and so if I want it to be set to 60 minutes, I literally just like pop it up, and then it'll do a countdown, and it will just have this really obnoxious like alarm when 60 minutes is up. So if I want to do something very specific that is just a 60-minute thing, I can do that. Or if I really want to be tight on time, 5 minutes. I've even got something smaller, but this is something I use more for cooking, really. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. It's pretty solid. So
it's good for Pomodoro timers.
Sorry, what?
It's good for Pomodoro technique.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, have you got then other things like external monitors, ergonomic chair, I don't know, headsets, those kind of things, speakerphones?
Yeah,
any of that stuff?
I don't have a good chair. I stand most of the day, which is probably not good. I just have a very small kitchen, which is my home office. And the only chair I can really fit in this space realistically is like one of those fold-up director's chairs. So really, this standing desk, I actually never adjust it because I just prop myself up onto like a bar stool director's chair type of situation, and then I'm sitting. But it's not comfortable. It's actually more comfortable to stand ultimately. I have an external monitor. I found an amazing one from Samsung that is all about giving you a lot of your desk space back. So it doesn't take up like a third of your desk. It actually can be flush against the wall, but it's got a clamp to connect to your desk. So it's really cool. I forget what it's called exactly. It's like Space Saver or something. But it's awesome. I really believe like I cannot work without multiple monitors. In fact, I even have a second Surface laptop in case like this PC crashes, then I've got a backup. But actually, the backup crashes more often than this one. I have also light is really important as well. Luckily, I have a window, but it faces a car park, so it's not a very appealing view. But I do have some soft lighting over there, just so it's not like in my face all the time. And just it just helps me with my own personal sanity.
It makes sense, and I think the lighting, there is a really key issue because different rooms have different amounts of light. There's windows that will give you too much light. So one of the things that I've seen is Instagram-worthy photos where someone's got the laptop underneath the view of their garden. It's like, that's actually going to hurt your eyes after a while because you've got too much light coming at you and you can't really focus on the screen.
Yeah.
Versus other people who are like this room that I'm in right now, which is actually our dining room, only has one little light in it. So it's too dark. So what we've done is stuck a lamp over here, and I'll probably get some lights to replace that just shine light up. Because it's important to have the right amount of light, but not too much light.
Yeah.
And so do you feel, so your setup actually sounds pretty good, like you've invested in, that standing desk and having monitors and you've taken into consideration where it should fit. Do you think some of your peers who have not necessarily worked as much from home are as well equipped or knowledgeable as to what they should actually be doing and how they should be set up?
Yeah, I think some people are not that, they're not thinking of, work is such a huge part of my life that if I moved into a space without thinking about my work from home space, I feel like it wasn't 100% complete. Even when I moved into my first apartment in Seattle, I was very adamant that I knew exactly where my desk was going to be and where my monitor was going to be. I don't even care about the TV. Like, I didn't watch a lot of TV. That's changed since I moved here. I think people forget how important it is to have certain elements like that external monitor and the right lighting, etc. I don't know how people are comfortable just working from the couch and having their laptop sitting on their lap. It's just, and then they complain about how their back's out, and I'm like, well, of course, you've been sitting in the same spot for 5 hours, not moving. Your head's like tilted like this. It's not good for you.
No.
So yeah, I think for me, like, how I occupy space is very important to me, not just from a home office point of view, but just even like the space I live in. I want to be very purposeful about everything where it's supposed to be, because it just makes life much more livable, because you're thinking about all the different ways that you occupy the space, and work is a huge part of that.
Yeah, absolutely, makes sense. And I think the point you make about people working on the couch, I kind of want to dive into that for a quick sec. So from a routine perspective, people often, when they talk about working from home, talk about the discipline in that they'll sit on the couch, watch TV and be on calls or be doing work, or they'll go do laundry or go look at the fridge because they're bored. How do you find working from home? It sounds like you're quite disciplined, but is that something that your colleagues have also said that, I'll just watch TV while I'm working, or they find, too distracting, or if they've got kids at home, especially?
Yeah, I think no one's ever mentioned anything about like maybe the only thing that's distracting is kids, pets, and your partner being there. It's actually like the living organisms. It's not necessarily your chores or what you want to have for dinner tonight. Like, it's actually other people and animals. So I think you just got to manage that. Like, the amount of times I've been on con calls and I've heard someone's, child, like, or someone's dog in the background. Like, that's fine. I think also people have to be on the flip side. People have to recognize that this is our new normal now, that when we work from home, we are working from someone's home, which occupies a lot of different things. And we just have to be very mindful of that and respectful, and just say, look, like, if you need to go get that package from the delivery man at the door, go get it. It's fine. We'll come back to what we were talking about. So I think it goes both ways. But I think with this coronavirus that's going on right now, people are much more receptive about how they can optimize their work from home experience, not just from a home setup point of view and managing the space and the people around it, but also just the technology and how it enables that. I mean, we're very lucky that we've been doing work from home for almost over a decade. I'm pretty sure it's been over a decade, but so many organizations are not set up for that. They don't even know how to manage, identity and security and policies. It's just insane. But for us, it's like clockwork, and all we care about is like, hey, what external monitor should I use, rather than, hey, like, how do I make sure that I can still access the internet even though I'm not physically in the office?
That's right. And I think to that point, a lot of organizations are still at that scenario where, oh, well, I'm sending my people to work from home, so how do they receive their phone calls? It's like, well, how do you not receive your phone calls?
Yeah.
Because for us we use telephony through Teams, so
Mm.
and I've been working that way for a decade, as you said, and many people have, where I don't care where I am, that's how I work.
Yeah.
Whereas, a lot of these organizations are saying we want to be able to implement remote working this week.
Yeah.
Whoa, that doesn't happen overnight, not just from a tech perspective, but from a cultural perspective as well, because people are used to their routines and they get up and leave the house, or they actually have nowhere to work from at home. Or as you said, there's other biological entities in the house that interfere.
Yes.
So Microsoft's only just really started this. This is like almost week 1 of the work from home, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be day 3, business days on Monday. Yeah.
Wow. I say, I guess, thank you for your time, and best of luck so you don't go stir crazy or buy too many things off Amazon.
No, I don't think so. I just bought a few things that were critical to my sanity, including a really great espresso machine. There's a coffee shop just down the road from me, but I felt like, you know what, the universe is telling me I need to get this coffee machine. I've been thinking about it for months now, and I just need to buy it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hopefully you don't run out of coffee beans like they're running out of toilet paper in Australia.
Yeah, I think that would actually cause a much more of a stampede, in my opinion. Loss of coffee. Well, those two things go together, but at the same time, you really want to make sure you have plenty of both.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So thank you very much for your time, especially on a Sunday when we're recording this. I really appreciate that.
Yep, you're very welcome. Thank you so much, Loryan.